I call the member for Morani.
Queensland's commercial fishing industry is made up of hundreds of small businesses, which of most are family-owned and multi-generational. And I've fished my whole life, and I've never known anyone that understands the environment better or wants to preserve the environment more than fishos and farmers. They are some of the greatest conservationists in the world, I believe. And for these people, fishing is much more than just a job. It's a way of life, an identity, and an entire culture that the Queensland government is dismantling regulation by regulation. Then there's post-harvest sector, who have received zero attention within the fisheries reform process, and these include the retailers, the wholesalers, the processors, the marketeers, the restaurants, who are all reliant on the commercial fishing industry here in Queensland for their livelihoods. It's been 3 decades of top-down reforms, bans and costly restrictions. Licence holders have been forced to watch the value of their fishing licences crash with each governmental announcement. And who wants to buy into an industry with no future? They are losing their infrastructures, their jetties, their moorings, their unloading facilities and wholesalers, and that's the least of what this industry is being put through by their own government. And the stories I've heard firsthand would make your hair stand on end. Heart-rending accounts of mental anguish and despair, suicides, broken marriages, bankruptcy, drug and alcohol abuse, loss of homes and jobs are now almost commonplace in the industry. Trillions of dollars have been poured into counting the cost of climate change, Deputy Speaker, but who's counting the human cost of all the government's so-called mitigation strategies? I'll tell you who, no one. In 1990, there are 2,799 active professional fishing licences in Queensland. Between 2012 and 2017, the government forked out $16 million to buy back 120 commercial fishing licences, and the aim was to reduce that number of licences in circulation in order to reduce the catch. By 2017, only 1,387 commercial licences remained active, 436 of which were net licences. Industry experts I've spoken with recently estimate the number of active licences today could be as low as 914. If correct, that's a staggering drop of 67%. According to Qfish data, the fish take across all fisheries in Queensland has gone from 21,828 tonnes in 1990 to 13,618 tonnes in 2019. And by 2027, fresh fish will be unaffordable luxury for most Queenslanders. What seafood we do consume will be imported from countries where industry standards and worker protections are virtually non-existent. We're pushing modern-day slavery in some countries by importing. We're also bringing in biosecurity risks of white spot in our prawns. These people need a compensation package, and they need to be respected for what they've done. They fed even the war people back in the early days. Thanks, Speaker.